You're watching K2 News on Digital.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome into today's digital newscast, and we are tracking a major story. I have K2's Joe English here. He's been on this story all day. Good morning, Joe. Thank you so much for speaking with us. I'm sure everybody knows what we're talking about, that Amber Alert that they got.
Yeah, that was a big one, and kind of a confusing one, a very sad story. You know, a man who abducted his one-year-old son and who was also accused or suspected in 2 murders that happened yesterday as well. So a lot of changing information overnight. Initially got the description of one vehicle that Washington State Patrol had put out to watch for, and then early this morning the description of another vehicle. And so there were 2 different vehicles that could be involved in this, and one of those was spotted at a plaid pantry in Portland. This all started in West Richland, Washington, and then came down here. And
we got new information about that plaid pantry, but before we get to that, I do just want to go through some of the background of this story. So take a look at your screen over here. To the left, that is the 1-year-old boy that they are looking for, Joe. That is Roman Huizer right there on the left of your screen. They do believe the boy was abducted by his father, Alexis Huizer. He is on the right side of your screen. He's a former police officer, and he's a suspect in a double murder, kind of how this all began yesterday. And let's touch in on that update that we got from Portland police as well, Joe. I mean, they said that there was a sighting of the man to the right of your screen right there. The suspect in this case. There was a sighting at a convenience store. And Joe, you just shared with me that there were some surveillance tapes as well.
Well, that's what we're told by what the owner of Plaid Pantry, the chain, is saying. That he confirms that a clerk at the store, at the very least, thought he saw this suspect and that vehicle, and so called 911. And police came out there and investigated, but have surveillance tapes. Whether those show anything on them or not, we don't know, because those tapes have been turned over to police to investigate that. So an apparent sighting, well, at least we confirmed that that person thinks, a clerk at Plaid Pantry thinks that that was the man that police are looking for, that he saw very early this morning.
Yeah, it was about 12:42 to be exact. That is when the clerk said that Huizer stopped by. He stopped by to buy a drink.
Yeah.
And the clerk did see a boy in the back seat of his car.
Yes. So did not mean to insinuate at all that we don't believe him or is he making this up. No, I mean, he seems to have all the details that match what the police and what State Patrol and what everybody else investigating is talking about.
And then we do know that there's going to be a press conference today with West Richland Police up in Washington with some more information. And then let's get into the background from Washington yesterday. So it all started in West Richland, Washington. Police say it began with a shooting. I want to show you a map so you can kind of get a better idea of where this is over there. So we have a map up there. That is West Richland compared to Portland there. And so they say that this started over there, began with a shooting outside a West Richland elementary school. They believe that Alexis Huizer shot and killed a woman at Wiley Elementary. And then during a search of his home last night, police found another person dead. So those victims, they have not yet been identified, but the Amber Alert says that the suspect is accused of killing his ex-wife and his girlfriend. Like, Joe, you were saying, this is kind of a confusing case because there's different states involved with it as well.
Right, and this guy, the suspect, has quite a record. Did you just mention that? I was looking at the map to refamiliarize myself with the area, even though I've lived around here for that long of a time. He had been arrested for a prior rape charge
with
a 16-year-old girl last February and bailed out.
A former police officer as well.
Yes, worked with the Yakima Police Department, not for a couple years now, but he was a former officer there. So it's just very intriguing. It's very sad, very frightening. And this guy, police are saying, if you do spot the vehicle or this man, don't go near him, just call 911. Don't try to do anything because he could be armed, dangerous. You've heard that before. He's armed and dangerous. This time they really are serious about that.
And yeah, that's some really important information there, Joe. And actually, let's show just a picture of the license plate that they are looking for, because I think that that's really important that people know the number. So let me pull that up over here. Yeah, this is super important. All right, take a look at your screen right here. It's a Washington license plate on a silver 2009 Toyota Corolla. License plate number is CBZ4Z45. I would take a look at the screen right there because I feel like, you know, just seeing what it would look like gives you a better idea.
And here's the thing. I mean, that's what initially that's the vehicle that they were looking for last night when this all started. And then added to that a different vehicle, a black Nissan four-door. Don't know the license plate on that one. And that vehicle apparently is the one that was spotted at Plaid Pantry. But, for example, if you see that vehicle, that first one, the silver Toyota, you still want to call 911, let people know where it is. As far as we know, they haven't located that vehicle yet, and there may be some clues and a way to find this guy through that. Which it brings up a good point, because this morning we were out in the Columbia River Gorge out at Bridal Veil Falls at the post office out there. A number of Multnomah County Sheriff's deputies, several Gresham police officers gathered there. We had heard possibly a black vehicle had been seen out there, maybe abandoned out there. So some suspicious circumstances that they were investigating. I'm not sure it's going to turn out to be anything, but a good reminder that if you see something, say something, because the police, investigators, detectives, they would rather hear something that turns into nothing than not have someone say something that we could all have missed. So even if you just think, wow, maybe this is connected, go ahead and call 911 and report that.
Yeah, some really important advice, Joe. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, we are going to be getting an update from West Richland Police. So that's probably where we'll be getting some more information. Stay tuned with K2, though. We'll be covering this story all day. It's just so sad. Still going
on. Yeah, and we had heard that he Weezer may be headed to Mexico. So it's interesting, though, when you look at maybe he was going back in the gorge, because that is headed back to Richland.
Yeah.
Hours and hours and hours go by, and he could be in any direction in the Northwest, maybe even into California by now.
Which is why it's so important. Keep that license plate number in your head, and then, if you see something, say something for sure. So thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
I wanted to go to our next story, because this is also a kidnapping story. And this was some crazy video. This was all caught on camera, Joe. It's another police investigation. A man is charged with kidnapping after grabbing a woman in Hillsboro. Have you seen this video just yet, Joe?
I have not. Even though I'm involved with the shows that we put on, I never get to watch what we're putting on quite often. You know how that is, too.
I get it.
You read about it, but you don't get to see it.
So let's take a look here.
And it's pretty scary stuff. Today was a day like that where a lot of bad news.
A lot going on.
About.
She looked scared, and her voice, you can tell that she was like
So this is an
frantic
interview with the
and
people who have
needed
that
help.
tape.
We were traumatized. We've never seen that. She looked scared.
So
and her
it
voice,
looks
you can
like the
tell that
video
she was,
has
like,
updated wrong
frantic and
onto my
she needed help.
switcher. I apologize for that. So we cannot show you that video. However, we did just hear from a neighbor. Let's pull that back up, actually, because this is super important to listen to.
She looked scared, and her voice, you can tell that she was like frantic and she needed help. We were traumatized. We've never seen that ever.
Yeah, we're going to be able to get... Nope. Well, we will bring that to you on our website. We do have that video playing. I do apologize for that, but technical difficulties.
Scary nonetheless.
Very scary, but at least that woman is okay, Joe. Police do say the suspect and the victim knew each other. That's what Hillsboro police have to say about that. Like you mentioned, it's just a very heavy news day here.
Yeah.
Another big story that we are following today. This is talking about Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler's proposed camping ban.
Yeah.
And this has been a hot topic because of the Supreme Court case with Grants Pass this week. So
absolutely,
he's supposed to be bringing it in front of City Council this week. We'll see. Tomorrow is the City Council meeting, so we'll be watching out for that. But we're going to learn more on how the Grants Pass case is going to affect Wheeler's revised camping ban. That news conference is going to be held today to talk more about the plan. He's going to introduce it, though, to City Council tomorrow. A judge put the last camping ban on hold, so the mayor wants to repeal the previous code, replace it with some new regulations. We'll see what happens, Joe. We'll see how the Supreme Court case would play into that.
And it obviously will, but it could be several weeks before we know anything about what they're going to decide, what the Supreme Court's going to decide. So this is just trying to kind of head it off at the pass. I would imagine the mayor's saying, this could happen, this could happen, this could happen. We still want to do this. That's what we're thinking he probably is going to be saying and talking about. But
it's
it
really
could just throw a whole bunch of new stuff into the mix.
It's really all up to what they say. So thank you for that, Joe. Thank you for speaking with us with
bet.
all these stories and giving
Thanks
us
for
the
having
update from the Amber Alert case. Of course, we'll be following that on K2 all day for you. Now I do want to take a live look outside. This is over at Mount Hood. looking beautiful out there from our Visit Mount Hood River camera. Let's bring in meteorologist Sarah Bagby because she's going to talk to us about what weather we're seeing out there. Looking not too bad, Sarah. It's a pretty shot. Not as clear, though, as the past few days that we've seen.
Yeah, you do see those clouds coming in, but today's going to be our warmest day of the week, actually. I mean, we're going to get up to 75. So today, even though it looks a little more cloudy in some parts, we're talking about temperatures like summer, mid-70s today for our highs.
I love hearing that.
Can't complain at all. Now, those clouds we're seeing, I'm going to put on some headphones so I look as cool as you do.
Yeah, I love the headphones.
That cloud cover is telling us a little something. It's telling us that we're not going to be as cold at night because those clouds work as a blanket, so they hold in all that sunshine.
It's been so cold at night, freezing.
Yeah, we have frost in some parts, especially on the coast, but it's definitely going to be a little warmer at night. And we're going to have that sunshine stick around with us for a few more days, but then we actually are going to get the spring showers. That's what I call them, because this is like summer right now. It's not normal. So we'll bring those temperatures down just a little bit by about Thursday. See that high on Thursday is 56. We're talking a big jump, a big fall from the big warm temperatures that we've had. But then we're going to be looking at normal spring temperatures all through the weekend and those showers. And it may be that we get those showers through the entire weekend. So, I mean, there is good news about all this. Of course, if you're a skier or a snowboarder, it means that the ski season is going to last a little bit longer. So good news there. Can't really complain about the weather this week, really.
Yeah, no, that is some good news there. Good to hear. And you know, it might be good for you if you are a biker, if you're a student who rides a bike. I think that this story is so cool. So this is over at Abernethy Elementary School. A lot of students, they went out for Earth Day. So this is something that they do every Wednesday for the past year. Crowd of parents and kids, instead of taking the bus to school, they are biking to school, Sarah. Isn't that so cool?
Okay, not only is this so cool, but I have to tell you, they have over 100 kids biking on this. So on Wednesdays, they all go together, and they have 100 kids biking to school. That's how many kids. And if you're a parent like me, Noelle, you wouldn't get this, but parents do not like drop-off time. That little circle or whatever, every school has their own system, right? This process for drop-off, the biking saves everyone from that.
No,
So
it's funny.
wonderful.
That's what the parents actually had to say about that we spoke to. So
100 less
let
kids
me pull this up.
to pick up.
The car drop-off lane has become a big problem in the U.S. at many schools across the country, and the bike bus is an amazing solution. It's a fun, easy way for kids to get to school, and we try to make it as safe as we can.
I didn't realize. See, it's funny that the parents think of that, because to me it's about, it's for Earth Day, it's less emissions, it's healthy, we're getting our kids exercising, and if some of the parents join, so they're getting exercise. There's all these such positive
But then also
things.
just not having to wait in line.
You heard him. He said it's a problem around the
is.
nation, so that's pretty interesting.
It also maybe would get rid of some of that traffic and the emissions. There's
There
just
you
so many
go.
benefits of that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I love that story. Everybody should take a bike bus to work if
and
they
other
can.
schools are thinking about putting the program in place, so
Oh, that's
I highly
awesome.
encourage it.
And then the next story I want to talk about this morning. So Portland Favorite is now expanding. We're talking about the sports bra, which I have never gotten the chance to get to yet. I'm gonna have to, but you may not have to travel to go.
In place.
I
I've
know.
only been there once. I would go more. Just with our schedule, it's hard to get us out. But that place is happening, and I mean, you wouldn't invest in it unless it was, making good money. But the whole point of it is it's, females sports, but you got males in there because everyone loves female sports now. It's starting to get big, especially the basketball.
100%. And this is gonna be great to see this bar expand. So it's actually the co-founder of Reddit, Alexis Ohanian. He's married to Serena Williams. So
Right,
it's
so
actually, I mean,
cool.
it's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm sure she'll have some involvement in this.
Yeah,
I would hope. I hope
probably.
she will.
I mean, clearly he gets it.
Yeah,
I mean,
he gets
likes,
it.
I assume he likes women's sports. If
He better
doesn't,
like
she better
women's
just
sports,
divorce him.
yeah. But a lot of people, though, do travel from around the world to this bar. It's the first in the nation. I mean, showing
really?
women's sports. Yeah,
I
it's super
didn't
cool.
know that. I'm surprised it's the first in the nation. I hope it kind of sets precedents for others.
No, 100%. So the investment, they say it's going to bring the sports bra to a bunch of different cities across the nation, possibly even different countries. We will have to see
cool.
where the first city is. I'm kind of interested. I wonder if it'll be Seattle, just because it's so close.
Yeah, they might just start
Yeah.
where they can.
I have no idea. Though. I'm totally this total
Although,
speculation here.
Where do they live?
I would have to look that up. Yeah, I
could
didn't
be
dive that
Cali,
deep.
Could be New York.
Maybe where Serena Williams likes the most.
That's a good point.
Well, today for our stories that we are working on today, we've talked about it all day with Joe, but the Amber Alert that police are looking for that missing 1-year-old boy. we're going to be on that story all day. There's a press conference a little bit later in the day. And then we are also working on a story about Ted Wheeler's camping ban. That'll be tomorrow. So doing a lot for you here at K2. Everybody have a great day. Stay safe out there.
This has been a K2 News Digicast. K2 News is on your side.
She looked scared, and her voice, you can tell that she was like frantic and she needed help. We were traumatized. We've never seen that ever. She looked scared, and her voice, you can tell that she was like frantic and she needed help. We were traumatized. We've never seen that ever.